Sup Shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to an SP Reacts where today we have ourselves a track from an act named Payday Young C titled All To Myself featuring Ballin. And if we switch over to here we have ourselves the track on the screen here. This is the official video. We're going to listen through it from start till finish and we're going to hear what we think. Let's go, let's do it. What do we got?
Payday Young C, what up?
Great bass response.
Let's go. Let's get it, yeah, yeah.
Hi, Baroque.
Feel my flow. Let me loose on this one, man.
Yo, Daisy, you're gonna kill them.
You're the one I want, meet me at the front. You're the one I need, I don't even need the front. Tell me what you need, I got what you want. Tell me what you think, your last dude was soft. Didn't even break you off, tripping off the shit he bought. But that's the way he was taught, cause he lied from the start. See me rising from the dark, when I seen you from the start. Aiming for your heart, when we touch, feel the spark. She was broken, fell apart, the day we drifted apart. We hated being apart, felt better when we together. Now you got me tripping and I just can't forget you. Now you got me tripping and I just can't forget you. Like I want you all to myself, and I need you and nobody else. Cause I want you all to myself, and I need you and nobody else. Can I have you? Can I have you all to myself? All to myself. Can I have you? Can I have you? Nobody else. Nobody else. Yeah, you're the girl I call.
Very good.
Got my back if I fall. Now I finally realize you're the girl I'm down for. Searching all around for. Jump in the deep end. You're the girl I drown for. No matter what I say, they probably hate me anyway. Steady grinding every day. Fuck it, man, I never change. Feelings never fade away. Looking fine in every way. Cashed up, let's get away. Come on, girl, don't hesitate. From the moment that I wake up till I go to sleep, girl, I'll be down to ride. Need you there next to me. Like it when you're close to me. Shorty wanna roll with me. Drop the dash low for me. She never getting over me. I want you all to myself, and I need you and nobody else. Cause I want you all to myself, and I need you and nobody else.
Sorry to pause. I'll try not to do it again. It's just usually there's points within a track where you can kind of pause and kind of get your breath and kind of like discuss things within it that are occurring. But this track is so smooth with just all the stuff that's kind of keeping you intrigued a lot of the time that there's really there's no filler at all. It's just something you just kind of absorb in one sort of like listen, you know.
Can I have you? Can I have you all to myself? All to myself. Can I have you? Can I have you? Nobody else. Nobody else.
Went through a lot of cold nights trying to earn my stripes. Shorty held it down when a nigga could make it up. Man, the way she fuck, the way she touch. I want you by my side, you can break us up. In and out of streets and niggas just trying to feed my family. I love the way you moving, girl, man, you're too damn classy. Study classes, you trying to make something happen. I was out here trapping in designer fashion.
I want you all to myself, and I need you and nobody else. Cause I want you all to myself, and I need you and nobody else. Can I have you? Can I have you all to myself? All to myself. Can I have you? Can I have you? Nobody else. Nobody else. Yeah.
And the fade out without the vocals, just the instrumental. Well done. Well done. No, really solid first impression to Payday Young C. Excellent work with the feature from Beanballing as well. We're going to talk about this track though more in the conclusion. Because welcome to the conclusion of my review of this track from an act named Payday Young C featuring Ballin titled All To Myself. Now, first of all, what do we think this track is about? I think this track is about someone, well, it's about the perspectives of both Payday Young C as well as Ballin. It's their perspectives on the person that they're into, how much they need them, how much they want them, and the fact that they don't really want to share them with anyone else is such an like a incredible kind of like push-pull, like, you know, that connection with that person that they really require. And there's a sense of classiness with the overall musical theme there. I like the way that the what we're discussing with the lyrics integrates with the R&B kind of stylings of a lot of those really soft keys up in the upper register and stuff like that. But it's just it's great to hear just sort of like them just speaking about what they appreciate about the woman and their lives, you know. It's great. It's just really wholesome. And I feel like it's a story that a lot of people are going to be able to relate to, and I feel like there's an audience from that alone. But there's also a lot of other things. Usually in these conclusion sections, I sort of speak about a few things I like about a track, as well as any sort of like relevant constructive critique. But just before we go into it, there's nothing about this track that I thought could be improved. It was just really solid from start to finish. No complaints there. So if we focus on the positives, I think that one of the things I appreciated is the vocal performances, the diversity there, the various ways we sort of express ourselves. So rapping going into the clean vocal melody there. It's a really catchy hook as well in that chorus section there. You know, da, 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 da. You know, like it kind of repeats it, and it's got a great sort of sense of flow and rhythm to it, and it works well with a lot of the surrounding elements within the percussion and everything like that. But it also harmonizes neatly with the keys and the other sort of chord progressions occurring, especially with those extendeds. Keeping it relatively minimalist can be a great way to kind of avoid any sort of issues there. But it's also like in the post-choruses, like near the end there, we kind of play around with the phrasing of some of those words and lines and stuff like that to kind of mix around with expectations, and it just keeps it all more sort of intriguing. So I feel that, you know, the actual way that we rapped as well had a great sense of flow to it, both from Ballin and Payday Young C. You know, different styles of rapping, but like both came through, the words came through clearly, you know, no complaints at all about in regards to delivery, and there appeared to be a sense of polish on the mic, and they both knew exactly what they were doing. I think with a song like this, you've got to kind of balance any sort of like harsh edges with the subject matter, and I feel like they managed to find a good equilibrium there in terms of the expression. I mean, like, to be honest, there's more nuance to the track that I mentioned in the lyrics section. It's just whatever we were saying made sense in regards to how we were sort of communicating. I think part of what helped to meter that out was the actual instrumental backing. Granted, you had a sense of like more sort of contemporary sort of hip hop and rap kind of flow with the way that we had those kind of punchy kick snares and sort of clap patterns, almost some sort of trappish stuff going on there, with the 808s nice and balanced within the instrumental part and the frequency spectrum there. But again, it's also the way that we had these really pretty keys up in the mid to high range there that kind of were a great addition to what was happening with the bass foundations. And it was a very simple boom, boom. It was very simple, and it actually had a kind of like it was syncopated. It kind of went off of what was going on with the main sort of chord note groove that we had there with occasional eighths and sixteenths within the drum beats. It was just nice to have a mixture of different rhythms there to create a really lush sounding composition there and beat that did pay dividends in the end. I think that the inclusion of lady backing vocals, or call them responses, with the main vocals, I think were great as well. There's just a whole lot of color within the overall arrangement there, and I feel like that sense of, again, of harmonic sophistication allowed again to meter the kind of like the type of music we were doing there, and provided a really well-rounded experience there. And it sounded romantic. It sounded like we really cared about these people, so I think that was really important there from the music and the chord progressions alone. And we didn't have everything the entire time. It was just that we had enough there to keep things sounding full with a bit of dynamic range. With some interesting sort of like filtered vocals or chops going on at the start there, just as a sort of a sub layer. We did have, it's more of a post-production thing, but I appreciate using the filtered vocals as like a compositional device, you know what I mean? I think that's really clever for just adjustment before bigger kind of elements. Because we have the studio recording, mixing, and production, the final thing I'd like to discuss here, I feel like the way the vocals were captured alongside the drums, the bass, the keys, any of the filtered parts there, the lady vocals as well as the guy vocals there, whether we were rapping or sung, I feel like the effects chains were consistent and polished there. You could hear everything cleanly in the mix, so there were no issues in regards to the frequency spectrum. The music surrounded you in the headphones as well. It was lush and full of life. There was dynamic range. It was not squeezed too compressed, though. It was glued. You know, it was a tight mix, but it was nice and loud without pumping, so the bus compression and limiting was handled. And there's great use of, like in the last part of Ballin's feature, we had a bit of delay on the vocals, which filled in the kind of the gap there, because things kind of stopped for a moment and we went back into the chorus there. And I think that allowing that space where we don't have something occurring is important, because it kind of like sobers us up a little bit. Oh, right, we're here now. You know what I mean? So overall, I feel like this is a really great track because of the way things were covered in regards to the instrumental arrangement, the vocal parts with the singing and rapping and various features, as well as the studio production being commercial grade. Again, I don't have any complaints about this track. I think it's a phenomenal first impression to Payday Young C's work as well as been Ballin. And yeah, thank you for watching my review of this track from an act named Payday Young C, featuring Bean Ballin, titled All to Myself, and hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please go show them some love via their various social medias, and I'm assuming this will be on all digital streaming platforms. And stay cool and stay safe, and please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. And I'll catch you in the next SP Reacts. Spiderhands out.